Welcome to Fantasy Sports Live, brought to you by DraftDay.com. I am Crazy Gaby, and in case we haven't met before, here's my virtual handshake. It's nice to meet you. Glad to have you here. So Roy Hibbert inspired me last night. This guy has been completely non-existent since about the midway point of the season, and he finally broke out, looked confident for the first time in forever, had a great game, absolutely destroyed the Washington Wizards, as we know he can when he's on his game. It begs the question, what happened to Roy? What was going on? And unfortunately, it sucks that we even have to talk about this on a fantasy sports show, but it looks like there were some internal issues that, we kind of speculated about, but we weren't too sure, or at least confident in vocalizing them. It looks like we kind of have a clearer picture now. You see some seemingly unrelated events that looked as though they were isolated incidents. Turns out they weren't. If you remember back earlier in the year, Evan Turner and Lance Stephenson got into a fight in practice. Well, it turns out Lance Stephenson, who was being blamed at the time for much of the Pacers' struggles, people were saying he was playing outside of his game. People were saying that he was being selfish, that he wasn't deferring to teammates. He wasn't passing the ball. He wanted to get his own stats. Well, it turns out that wasn't necessarily the case. And Mr. Lance Stephenson took offense to that, called out Paul George in practice for, unfortunately, it looks like he was sleeping around with Roy Hibbert's wife, as terrible as it is to have to talk about it. And I feel for Big Roy, because the guy is sensitive and insightful. It's nothing wrong with being sensitive. He's just a sensitive guy, and so I feel terrible for him. You can definitely tell it's affected him on the court. In any case, Lance Stephenson called Paul George out in practice. Evan Turner got mad that Lance Stephenson would air that dirty laundry in public, and so it goes. The two got into a spat, and ever since, the team has just been completely dysfunctional. I hope they can turn it around. I'm not so sure these two are going to be able to coexist together, though, moving forward. On a lighter note, I want you guys to join my league. Over there at DraftDay.com, the Fantasy Sports Live League is alive and kicking. You can join one of my double-up contests Monday through Friday. They pay out just like a normal 50-50, with the caveat of the top 5 players getting entered into a 25-man Saturday free roll each week. Exclusive prizes, lots of fun. Challenge me, let's battle. Click below and join. Tonight, leading the way for my 5 guys is David Price, who becomes the de facto top pitching option just because there's nobody else on the board. I mean, the options are abysmal tonight. David Price for $16,500 is definitely the guy you want to target, as his massive strikeout upside leaves him as the likely candidate to be the top pitcher of the day, especially in your cash games. You have to have him. There's really no way around it tonight. I got 4 more players I think you should... That's 5. I got 4 more players you should roster tonight, and you can check it out by clicking the link to my 5 guys article below. Taking things over to the question of the day, and it's going to be related to the soliloquy that I put forth earlier in this video. What does this mean for the long-term outlook of the Pacers? I'm not so sure that they're 2 studs they have signed and locked up, Paul George, Roy Hibbert. I'm not sure they can coexist. They might have to look at shipping one of the 2 out of town, seeing what they can get. I hope they can figure it out, but this seems like the kind of situation where irreparable damage has been done. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment below, and let's discuss. Thanks for watching Fantasy Sports Live. Really appreciate it. And I know you want the latest daily fantasy news delivered right to your digital doorstep, and that means you should like and subscribe to this video. I'm Crazy Gaby, reminding you to be a man. Grow a beard.